righty, let's try this again, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully we are good to go. Sorry about the technical issues right there. I think we might be good this time. I cleared out a couple of things, restarted the computer. I think we're okay this time. We'll see. Hopefully, cross your fingers. Let's actually just waste no time. Let's see if it works. Here we go. All right, we're in business, baby. We're in business. All right, we are good to go. All righty, so I'll have the draft tracker up here. We'll react to every single pick here today. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Again, hope you're all having a very nice start to your weekend. And again, like I said in the last stream before that turned into a complete dumpster fire, I don't want to say it's an odd feeling draft. It just feels a little different. It feels like it lacks that oomph compared to the last few years. 2024, you had just stars in that draft, right? Bazana, Weatherholt, they were looking really good coming out of college. And then you can go, to the Paul Skeens draft with Dylan Cruz, right? So much star power over the last few years. And you do have a couple of really good guys at the top here, but I don't want to say there's a big drop-off after the top three in Chowlowsky, Emerson, and Lackey, but you feel like it does lack a little bit of depth after those guys. You do have some really solid guys coming out of college. You got a couple of very high upside guys projected for the first round coming out of high school. I do like a lot of the players here, but again, it feels a little different. Let me know what you think in the chat. I'm curious what you all think about this. And I did mention this in the last stream before that went horrible, that the Google search for MLB draft is down this year compared to last. So I don't know. I don't know if it's like is it like a lack of star power? Is it a lack of Major League Baseball not spreading awareness about it? I'm not so sure. Not so sure. What do we got going on here in the chat? What do we got going on? Yeah, David Thunder in the chat. The White Sox trading Jacob Gonzalez. That was interesting. He was a first-round pick not too long ago. It doesn't surprise me. You got Murakami coming back here, and the numbers started to dip a little bit with him. They're looking to create some roster space, and they just already have so many guys in the fold. Unfortunately for him, just in the end, he was the odd man out with the White Sox, but he's got a new opportunity now with the Pirates. So, and hey, and look at the White Sox as well. They get themselves a draft pick. Let me go here to the draft order. And so they added the 34th pick. This just happened last night. I looked at the tweet from Passan, and I'm thinking, wait, does that say Jacob Gonzalez? I was like, what? This has happened a little bit over the last couple of years. I believe the Nationals had made a trade. Who was that for again? It was for one of the relievers. Going blank. I believe he's with the Cubs now. Who is that again? Hold on, I'm going blank. My brain's not working these days. My brain's getting worse and worse by the year, ladies and gentlemen. Who was that? That was... Hunter Harvey. That's right. There was a draft pick exchanged for that as well. So you're seeing that a little bit more. I wish Major League Baseball had a thing where you could trade draft picks. I love when, NBA, NFL, you can trade those draft picks. I love that. I wish that you could see that a little bit more within Major League Baseball. Holy cow, nothing's working right now. Even my iPad's not working right now. Holy cow, what is going on? This is a bad day for technology, ladies and gentlemen. Kyle, I didn't even know the draft was happening until I saw your screen. Interesting. It's very. You look at the draft right now. I mean, that place, it's full of people. I was really considering going to the All-Star game this weekend because foul territory, everyone they're credentialed, so I would have been on that list too. There's just too much going on, right? It's just too much. Obviously I wanted to do this here today. Got the post-game shows for Monster Territory, working on some other content. I just wasn't able to pull it. Maybe next year. I would love to go to one of these. Love to go to the draft. That's a goal for me. I would say the next 3 years, I would like to be at one of these drafts. The goal one day would be to do an actual live stream from the draft. Like, I would love that. That would be amazing. And somehow, like, line up some guests to come on the show. That'd be amazing. Everybody, if you can help me out, again, we did have a couple technical issues there. We had to restart the stream, so we need some help with the algorithm here. You might not think it does that. It's not that big of a deal, but hitting the like button, it does help with the algorithm, especially for live streams. Brian, how you doing, my friend? What's going on? How you doing? Welcome to the show. David in the chat, any chance the Nationals take a picture with the 11th pick? You definitely have more offense-oriented guys. You got more bats in this draft. You know, you got Jackson Flora. He's the top pitching prospect here. I'm a big fan of Gio Rojas. I feel like Baseball America had him ranked lower, and I'm thinking, why? Like, watch this guy. How old is he now? He's 18, 19 years old. The guy's throwing upper 90s. He's got a smooth delivery. I mean, yeah, you could work on the secondaries, but I'm like, man, that guy already has such a base to work with. I wouldn't say he's, Seth Hernandez by any means, but that's a guy I look out for, Gio Rojas, that could go in the top 10. I wonder if the Nationals would take someone like him if he falls to them. We'll see. Max, when do you think LeBron is going? He's an interesting one because when you look at him play, great looking swing, very athletic, also just regarded as a good teammate as well. But there's some swing and miss with him. There's some over aggressiveness with him. And that tends to make teams a little weary. So I'm noticing a lot more over the last couple of years. Teams are leaning more into the guys with good hit tools, and then you could develop that power a little bit more. Remember, a little while ago, we were seeing power first, right? All the exit velo, and then try to improve the hit tool. But now you feel like it's gone the other way a little bit. So you're looking for guys that already have that good foundation, that already have that good plate discipline, the swing decisions, right? Pitch recognition. With LeBron, that seems to be a bit of a gray area with him. But if you could figure that out with him, holy cow, that could be a really good player for you. I think because of the traits that I just mentioned, I think he has potential to fall to the 20s possibly. Right now, when you look at all the mocks out there, he kind of falls in that mid-range. I do think he has some slip potential. But then again, you wonder, because he's a very toolsy guy, you wonder if maybe he could actually go around like that top 10, somewhere from that 12 to 8 range. Very toolsy guy. I would really like to see him land in a good spot because he was fun when he was at Alabama. Fun to watch. Green Monster 19, Eduardo Rivera getting the start. Yes, I mentioned that last night. I was like, I feel like they're going to call someone up. Also, Green Monster 19, I completely goofed in the stream last night. I was saying Jake Bennett was getting the start on Sunday. The reason I said that was because I was looking at the Fangraphs probable pictures, and they had Jake Bennett listed. And I remember as I was saying that last night, I'm like, I don't know why something feels wrong about that. And because I remember it was Peyton Tolley a little bit, like a couple days ago, it was lined up to be him. And then I was like, oh, okay, it's Tolley for Sunday. But yeah, so they're going, it looks like a bullpen game today. I expected that. Carter, what's going on, man? How you doing? Robbie, love Logan Redmond for my Cubs, but will his arm injury this year scare them off? I fear we're just going to take another outfielder, another Ethan Conrad, perhaps. With the Cubs, they lean into the college guys. You got some arms. Let me actually pull up here. Let me get the draft prospects pulled up. That way we have that to look at. So, when you look at Redmond, he's right around. He looks like he's projected to go back end of the first round. But yeah, this is a guy that's got a lot of pitches to work with. Good plus velo, good fastball, good cutter, good changeup. He throws a lot of strikes. So, it's always weird with the injuries. That's where Brody Mamilla, I wonder what's going to happen with him. That's a guy who, you look at the big guys in the past that end up getting taken in the first round out of high school, right? You look at Cruz Schoolcraft. That could have been, Bamillo was getting a lot more projection than him. Now I wonder if he's actually going to get picked in the first round. So, I don't know. My guess is the Cubs, especially with a pick like that, you just look for something. I mean, I guess you could go either way. It really depends on what they're thinking behind closed doors. They all got their leaderboards behind there. But with the Cubs, they tend to lean college. So, could they end up take one of these college arms? Cameron Flukie, he is number 15 overall on Pipeline. Could he fall a little bit possibly to them? Maybe. Liam Peterson, he's an interesting guy. The Cubs, with their pitching lab, maybe they can try and figure out something with his command. Joe, the streamification of watching sports is killing every sport. You need 85 apps. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't realize it was on Peacock here today, because usually MLB.com, they put the draft on their site. So I'm thinking, okay, I just, let's pull it up on here. But they're not even showing the top 10 picks. The top 10 picks are going to be on Peacock. You do feel like it is getting kind of just a bit of a mess out there with the apps, right? Because you feel like it's like, all right, well, is the game on Apple TV tonight? Is it on Peacock? Is it on NBC? Like, well, where's just confusing. And then there was also the Red Sox game, the Red Sox-Yankees game from a little bit ago. They were showing the golf tournament on there. I guess the golf tournament was running late. And you couldn't even see the first hour of the Red Sox-Yankee game because they were showing golf. And I'm like, what even is this? This isn't even the Masters. Like, why is this on? I don't know, man. It's I agree. I think apps can be a good thing, but I feel like it just gets a little all over the place. But that's where all the money comes into play, right? All the contract stuff. I don't know, man. It's just bonkers out there. Man, oh man. Brian, I don't know if I can watch it on. I don't know if YouTube TV has it. I don't know. Cam Schlittler is here in the chat. Do you think Grinlinger will be a pitcher or hitter? I feel like I've watched a little bit. He seems to be just more fluid on the mound. But then again, with the bat, he already has some pretty good attributes where he does make a lot of contact up to this point. He gets the bat on the ball. I mean, honestly, could you actually end up developing him and possibly into a two-way player? I know that's, unless you're Ohtani, that seems impossible these days. But I don't know. I guess he looks good on the mound, but he has good traits with the bat. I would probably lean more towards the mound, honestly. He just looks better on the mound to me. I don't know. Carter, this week should have been futures game for Monday, Tuesday home run derby, Wednesday all-star game, and then Thursday. Yeah, it's weird with the draft, man. Again, it's on at 1 o'clock here today. It feels weird streaming here at this time. I don't know. Jay, what do you think Cleveland's going to do with their first pick? We're taking a look at Cleveland here. Let me pull up. So they're number 19, if I remember correctly. See, I mean, Cleveland, it's always interesting with them. They're always looking for guys that they look for tools, right? But they like to lean in on the athleticism. You take a look a few years ago, they take a really well-rounded hitter like a Ralphie Gonzalez, and then last year they take Laviolette, who's got a lot of power upside. So they kind of, I don't know, you feel like they're pretty unpredictable when it comes to these. And then they've taken, you go back to Gavin Williams like 5 years or so ago. So they're kind of all over the place. I'm going to bank on they look for someone with that, a good run tool, I think. Someone with some upside with the athleticism. And someone, either they're going to have a good hit or good power. I would lean towards that. They're also kind of in that spot where they don't have that luxury to, go after, like a 4 or 5 tool player, right? So they're in that spot where you do look for a couple of tools. So if I'm looking at a couple of players for the Guardians, I mean, I went with a bit of a reach for them. I went with Zion Rose in my mock draft. Could you go with like an Aiden Robbins? I like Aiden Robbins coming out of Texas. He's got a pretty balanced bat. A guy that really exploded last year. Maybe someone like that. Like Daniel Jackson. They like their catchers. Daniel Jackson, he's got some really good power upside. You know, I don't know. Do they go back to the college pitching route? Could they snag Liam Peterson right there if he's available? Like AJ Garcia? My guess is they're going to end up taking one of these college guys, or they reach a little bit. Maybe they go for kind of one. Maybe I don't know. They also love their infielders in there too. You know, you got a couple of guys in the around the 50 range. You got Rocco Maniscalco out of Alabama, ranked number 49. I think I botched that. You got Tyler Spangler at 53. You got Archer Horn at 54. So could they go for more upside? Take a bit of a reach, bit of an underslot deal, kind of spread it around a little bit. The Guardians are always looking to do, something different, right? Kyle, how do we feel about the O's? I went with Drew Burress for my pick in my mock draft. I'm actually going to say this. I haven't actually said this anywhere yet. I think Drew Burress is probably my favorite player in this draft. This dude is just a dirt dog kind of a player, man. He is fast. He's got a good bat. He's strong. Good baseball IQ. This guy's diving all over the place in the outfield. The only knock against him that he's a little undersized at 5'9". I don't care. Who cares? You're seeing a lot of the shorter guys these days doing very well. I like Drew Burress a lot. Like, he's just a ball player to me, man. So I have him going to the Orioles. Listen, I'll say this about Drew Burress. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up going a little higher. I don't know. But again, that size, it kind of knocks him down a little bit. But I like him a lot. I do think he's very good. Poi2FN. Who do you think the Jays are going to take? You know, so unfortunately with the Blue Jays, here's Rob Manfred taking the stage.
Kurtz, I know he's on the IL, but...
So, Doug, who you taking?
What's going on with the Peacock? I'm also going to be playing the audio for all the picks. And, of course, Peacock isn't working for me. Now, we got an ad going. Of course we do. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, Rob Manfred's talking on the stage right now, and I'm trying to play the audio. There he is.
He's in Chase Utley. Generations of Phillies greats have inspired the passionate fans in this city. Today, that turns to a new wave of players who may one day evoke the same type of admiration. For these young men and their families, today marks a life-changing milestone on their journey to the major leagues and the start of a new chapter for many of our 30 clubs. All of us throughout Major League Baseball wish you the best, and we look forward to watching your careers unfold in the years ahead. We now turn to the 2026 draft over to the Chicago White Sox, who have the very first selection.
Yeah, it's Chris Getz, the Chicago White Sox, with that #1 pick. Where they go will decide things for the Tampa Bay Rays.
The White Sox are on the clock. ladies and gentlemen. Has the clock started? Are we good to go? Are we underway here in Philadelphia? Arrowhead, where can you watch the draft? As of right now, it's on Peacock. I don't know how that works with like YouTube TV and everything. Or Arrowhead, you can't watch it here, unfortunately. I'll get hit with the copyrights, and then the channel will get shut down. But you can listen to it here. I'll be playing all of the audio. But let's get back to it here. JTH, don't think Roch goes here. So I was kind of wondering about this. I was making a bit of a comparison to a couple of years ago. Travis Bazzana, he was regarded as the number one pick for so long. And then like the week before, you started hearing like, oh, maybe it could be JJ Weatherholt. Jack Caglione, his name was popping up. Well, maybe not a week before, but like, leading up to it about a few weeks prior. You're still hearing like, oh, maybe some other guys can go number one. Maybe the Guardians can go underslot. I don't think the White Sox are going to do that here. I don't think they're going to do it. I think they're going to do what the Guardians did. They just stick with the guy that was at the top of the drafts. Travis Bazzana, they just took him. Don't get cute with it. I think the White Sox do the same. I think they're going to stick with Roch. Oh, Passan has a tweet. What do we got from Passan? Of course, my watch isn't working. Oh, the White Sox are going to take Roch. Okay, so Passan just tweeted that they're taking Roch. Hold on, let me pull up the Passan tweet here. Let me pull up the Passan tweet. All right, so there it is. There it is. The Chicago White Sox are choosing UCLA shortstop Roch Chowlowsky with the number one pick. I had a feeling that's the way they were going to go. He was at the top of the boards for the majority of the time. And then again, you started hearing the last couple of weeks, Grady Emerson, maybe they can shoot for more upside. That feels like a negotiation kind of a thing to me. That feels like a leverage. We always hear about leverage when it comes to free agency, trades, stuff like that. But I think that happens because it's like, why are you hearing, for so long, Chowlowsky was number one all across the board. And then all of a sudden, now it's Grady Emerson. It's like, wait, what? I don't know. I think that was probably a negotiation kind of a thing. Pat in the chat, Tampa should take Lackey. I like Lackey a lot. Big fan of Lackey. That dude looks like a beast. Man, oh man. Brian, why did Passan spoil the pick? I don't know. That's the one thing about social media. I like a surprise. Oh, I got surprised by that, but that's happened, I think, how many years now? You always hear who the first pick is going to be like 5 minutes before it happens. Great pick by the White Sox. No-brainer. Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer for the White Sox. You take the guy that is the most safe but has the most upside at the same time, right? Plus tools all across the board. Plus bat, both of the hit and the power. Great defensively at shortstop. Good baseball IQ. He's not going to be the fastest guy out there, but he has good footwork. He runs the bases well. He has good instincts. I think Roch Chowlowsky to the White Sox, it's just a no-brainer of a pick. I'm going to give it an A+, honestly. I mean, to me, it's the safest pick. Yeah, could you go Grady Emerson? Absolutely, right? Really shoot for that upside. But with where the White Sox are at right now, they're just getting back into that competitive window.
Throughout the morning, like today, we were in all kinds of rumor that any one of them could be number one. The time has come. Let's turn things over to Commissioner Rob Manfred right now.
With the first pick of the 2026 MLB draft, the Chicago White Sox select Roch Chowlowsky, a shortstop from UCLA.
Was it Chowlowsky? I thought it was Chowlowsky. I've been hearing Chowlowsky.
Have the next pick.
So Roch Chowlowsky becomes the second college shortstop in the last 4 years.
So Manfred botched it. Manfred botched his name. Oh no, poor Rob Manfred. He botched the last name of the first pick. Oh, that's not a good look. I get it. We all get mixed up on the names. I know I do too, but I mean, come on. This is the first pick of the draft. Roch Chowlowsky going to the White Sox. Oh, man. Oh, we got a super chat. We got a super chat. What do we got? I know we're watching the draft, but who do you see the Giants moving on from this trade deadline? I think Luis Arise, absolutely. That is definitely going to happen. Robbie Ray. There's no reason to keep those guys if you're the Giants. They're just getting into free agency. You got to move on from those guys. Now, would they like to move a contract like Rafi Devers, Matt Chapman, or Willie Adames? Of course. Right? I mean, if you have a chance to clear some salary with the kind of season you're having, yeah, I mean, I think the Giants would love to take advantage of that. I think out of those three guys, I don't think either of them are going to get moved, but I think Chapman would have the most likely chance. That's just me. Because I think out of the three, his contract is more digestible. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. But we do have the Giants coming up for their pick here shortly. Got the Giants coming up. I'm excited about the Giants pick. Very excited about the Giants pick. All right, so... okay, there's the... Oh, I was on the wrong tab. There we go, Roch Chowlowsky going number one, not Chowlowsky, Mr. Manfred. My goodness. The number one overall pick. What a name. Roch Chowlowsky. He's going to go down as a legend. Is it me or does that have meme potential? Years later, kind of like that could be the what was the one tweet with Heyman again? Goodness, my brain doesn't work these days. Arsing Judge. Does that have that potential? I don't know. Chowder, how we doing? Welcome to the chat, Chowder. How you doing? What do you think about the Yankees trading for Graham Ashcraft and have him be a Matt Blake project? Got to see what the Reds are going to do first. What are the Reds going to do here? But yeah, I mean, that'd be a pretty solid arm to get. Cost control guy. If he would be available, yeah, I think the Yankees should look to add to that bullpen, if possible. Mr. Chicken in the chat. Roch Chowlowsky appears to be heading to the Giants. Roch Chowlowsky. UCLA legend. Man, oh man. Joe God. 9 more picks until we can all watch the draft. Yeah, I wish I could pull it up here. I wonder, is Jomboy, are they streaming right now? Because I know they have their partnership with Major League Baseball. So I feel like they would be able to probably, I don't know. Actually, I don't know if they would be able to stream it since it's going to be on Peacock. But alrighty. Well, we got the Rays coming up here. My guess with the Rays is they're going to go Grady Emerson. Always proceed with caution with the Rays, though. They like to go against the grain. They're always, they march to the beat of their own drum. But I do think it's either going to be Emerson or maybe Lackey here. I know you don't draft for need. I know that. But when you consider the fact, they got Bodine in there now. I don't know, does that come into play with the Rays taking Lackey possibly? I like Bodine a lot. I think he's going to be a really good player. I think he's going to be a very solid catcher. But again, you don't draft for need. So Lackey would be a really good prospect to add there, man. But yeah, I see in the chat, Giraffo YouTube, the Rays catching is awful. I mean, yeah, that's one reason. Oh.
If not for the draft lottery. We're looking at a team that lost over 100 and some games.
Peacock is doing me dirty right now. It's very behind.
Emerson, a shortstop.
Loads of fun to let a talking head do that. I got to assume
It's the best plus or not sitting there thinking
A shortstop.
Oh, here we go. Sorry,
Time to
everyone.
find out
The
the next
second
pick.
pick of the 2026 MLB draft, the Tampa Bay Rays select Grady Emerson, a shortstop from Fort Worth Christian School, North Richland Hills, Texas. The Minnesota Twins.
Grady Emerson going to the Rays. I like this pick a lot.
He's prep, he's a little younger, but Carlos,
To me, that was the no-brainer in this situation. Is regarded as, I mean, you got a couple of boards out there with Roch at number 1, according to Baseball America, Grady Emerson number 1 on MLB Pipeline. That's what you should do if you're the Rays. You take the next best player available. You just don't get cute about it. But it is the Rays, so I always wonder, could they do something different? Could they have, I don't know, gone for some kind of an underslot pick, but or more underslot, right? But for me, I'm also gonna give a grade for each pick here today. So for this one, I'm going A+. I think this is exactly what you needed to do if you're the Rays. Don't get cute with it. Take the next best player available in Grady Emerson. And that's a guy where he's already got a really high floor coming out of high school. But then you look at the possible upside with him. People say he has more upside than Roch Chowlowsky out there, because when you look at the hit profile, he's already got a great hit tool. He's got a 65 hit, which is better than Chowlowsky at this point, according to Pipeline. He's got a 55 power, so not as much right now, but he's 6'3". He's got a lot of projection with the frame. And then you consider the fact he's an athlete, too. He runs better than Chowlowsky. He's good in the field. So, yeah, I also understood the argument for taking Emerson at number 1. But to me, if you're the White Sox, with where they're at as an organization, I think Chowlowsky fit their timeline better. Emerson with the Rays and, with their great farm system all the time, you just put them in there, and this Rays farm system is just, it's just a powerhouse over there, man. Now you add Emerson to it. That's very good. Very good. Yeah. I think it makes all the sense in the world.
In today's game,
all the sense in the world for the Rays to take Grady Emerson. Now, where do the Twins go with this pick? This is going to be interesting. I think you just got to go Lackey here. That's what I would do.
I got all the people here behind me with me. That was a big thing.
I think he's the next best player available.
I mean, it was a lot of.
Peacock is awful on my computer. Like, it's not even showing anything.
To the Tampa Bay Rays, Roch Chowlowsky went.
Holy cow! Like, this is awful. There we go. Now it's coming up. Goodness gracious. All right, so for the Minnesota Twins, I think you should just go Vahn Lackey here, next best player available. But I do have a couple of questions. Again, you don't draft for need, but you do have Eduardo Tate in your organization, right? So I think that's, in the end, it's just a good problem to have.
D-Row, is it obvious that the Minnesota Twins
he definitely has
Vahn
upside
Lackey?
there. He's got a good power
Was it
bat. He's got a
obvious?
very good
I think
arm
it's
behind the
obvious.
plate. The blocking isn't
I do.
moving with him.
Yeah, this is a big.
So
this is Buster
you kind of
Posey
wonder
with
about that, but I feel like that's something you just address down the road. If that is something that the Twins are thinking about, do they go the pitching route here
right there. Minnesota
with a Jackson Flora?
Vahn Lackey right here. All right, we're about to see.
Oh, sorry about that. Thank you, Doba fam. Appreciate you. But yeah, I think for the Twins, you just go next best player available here. Don't get cute with it. With these top picks, man, don't get cute with them. So I think it's either going to be Lackey or Flora. Or, I don't know, could they maybe look to save some money and spread it out here? It's interesting because you also have to think about the Twins front office right now. That's a front office that's still like not fully set at this point. There's been question marks with ownership. So I don't know. I wonder. Oh, did we get a pick? Hold on one second.
With the third pick of the 2026 MLB draft, the Minnesota Twins select Vahn Lackey, a catcher from Georgia Tech.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Vahn Lackey going to the Twins. That's what you had to do, in my opinion. Again, you're going to have to figure out him and Eduardo Tate down the road, but that's just a good problem to have. But right now, Lackey is better behind the plate. So could you have a situation where Eduardo Tate, maybe he ends up moving to another position possibly? Again, you figure it out down the road. So that is going to be interesting to think, to see how that goes. But like I've said, you don't draft for need, right? You take the best talent available and you just figure it out later. Because you never know what could end up happening too, like injuries, right? What I like about this pick as well is the Twins, they've done very well with power over quite a while now. They've been very good at developing power in their organization. And with Lackey, he's got a lot of raw power, and you've definitely seen it in his games at college or Georgia Tech. Holy cow, the guy's an absolute monster. He's a freak. But he tends to top the ball a little bit. So I think there needs to be a couple of adjustments for him to lift the ball more consistently. The Twins, to me, I think that's a perfect spot for him. So I like that a lot. If I were to give a grade on that, I mean, I've given A+ for the first couple of picks. I don't know. I'm either at an A or an A+. A+ because I like the player a lot. A, more so because I'm curious to see how they're going to handle that. But it's a good problem to have. Let's see what the Giants end up doing here. Very excited about the Giants pick. Let's get this updated here. Vahn Lackey going to the Twins. We got the Giants on the board next. And you could go a couple of different ways here. If I'm Buster Posey, I'm praying that Lackey falls to me, but obviously that's not happening now. So I think for the Giants, I think they go for the highest possible upside, or they go the pitching route. So I could see either Eric Booth Jr., who I had mocked for the Giants on my board. Could you go with Lombard, high school shortstop? Or Jackson Flora, I think makes sense as well. I feel like you could use more high upside pitching within the organization. Flora would definitely bring that. He's also a California guy, right? Just at UC Santa Barbara. I think that pick does make sense here, but you got to think, what are they looking for? Are they looking to add some high upside pitching to the organization, which I do think they could use more of? That could be at the top of their farm. Because you think back, Carson Whisenhunt, this is a guy that was like, top pitching prospect in the game, and he just hasn't fully found his way consistently. So I feel like adding Flora there would be really nice for them. But then again, you got a couple of high upside guys here. I think Flora would be a really nice pick. I would like to see that. I'm either going to go Flora, Lombard, or Booth. Yeah, Xavi in the chat. Flora is the best pitching prospect in this draft. Oh, we got a super chat. Super chat coming in. Oh, we got a couple super chats. I apologize. I did not see these. Should the Giants fire Vitello or give him 1 year? I think they should hang on to him. I feel like he's weathered that storm pretty well in his first year in the major leagues. I think he's handled that pretty well. I'd give him more time. GG, what's going on, my friend? Who should the Royals take? It's always interesting with the Royals, right? Because they've leaned college. They leaned high school last year with the higher picks. They've reached as well with Mozzicato. If Flora's there, I think Flora is definitely a guy to think about. But then I could either see Lombard or Booth. Here we go. The pick is in, ladies and gentlemen. The pick is in. Manfred, where are you at? As soon as Manfred walks onto that stage, I'll put the audio on. We had another super chat here as well. Doba fam, how you doing? How does the lottery work for the Giants next year? Can they win the lottery since they'll have a shot at a high pick for sure.
With the 4th pick of the 2026 MLB draft, the San Francisco Giants select Jackson Flora.
They took Flora. Okay.
From UC
They took
Santa
Jackson
Barbara.
Flora. Going to the Giants. I like that pick. I like it a lot.
Pittsburgh Pirates had the next pick.
Right there in California, coming out of UC Santa Barbara. I believe he is a California native. I think it makes sense. I do like this pick a lot for the Giants because, again, you fill a need here, in my opinion. They do have some good pitching prospects within this organization. But I think you need more upside with the pitching. So I'm actually going to go A+ with this. I like it a lot. So honestly, I know it seems like a cop-out, just giving it A+ for the top 4 picks, but I just like these picks overall. If you're the Giants, yeah, could you have maybe shot for more upside? But when you look at where the Giants are at, with the talent they have at the major league level, and guys that are getting closer to the major league level, I think Flora fits from a timeline perspective, because I think that's a guy you could see him within a couple of years. So I like this a lot for the Giants. I'll go A+ for this pick. With Jackson Flora, he's going to give you a lot of velo, 70 grade on the fastball. He's got good breaking stuff. He's got good off speed. He throws strikes, a bit whippy with the arm action, and with that can hinder command at times, but he's shown the ability to throw strikes. I think he's a really good pitching prospect. Maybe smooth out a couple of things there. He definitely has closer to the top of the rotation potential, in my opinion. So, again, I'll go A+ for the Giants on this pick. We got the Pittsburgh Pirates coming up next. Pittsburgh Pirates. Gabe in the chat, prediction for Brody. I don't know, man. The arm injury, that really puts that up in the air. I guess if you're a major league team and you see the potential of him, could you still possibly take him in the first round? Yeah, he just got UCL. Did he get the surgery yet? I don't know if they did or not yet. But I believe that's his second UCL surgery. That's rough, man. So that kind of makes me wonder, does he just fall to the late rounds? Injuries make this the whole process tough. King X Gaming, Pittsburgh, got to go Booth or Lombard. That's what I think. Ben Cherington, I could see him just going highest ceiling here. Could he also go with a college player? Has leaned towards the high school players over the last couple of years, taking Seth Hernandez and Connor Griffin. Could he go college here since the Pirates are back into a competitive window now? I would love if they took Burris here. I'd love Curiel. Could he stick with the high school pitching? Took Seth Hernandez last year. Could you go Gio Rojas in this spot? I think you could go either way. I look at that competitive window, though. I wonder if they go college. Back to college like they did with Skeens. I'd love for them to take one of these guys like Curiel or Burris. Big fan of those guys. But then again, if you're the Pirates, right, you are a small market team, so you are always looking more towards the future. So do they just stick with high upside? Jacob Lombard, Eric Booth. Yeah, so I think this one's up in the air. Yeah, Mr. Chips, I feel like Lombard is dropping a bit. I was getting that sense reading Baseball America's mock drafts and whatnot, because he had trouble with velo this past summer. He had some swing and miss issues, so I wonder if that dropped his stock a little bit. He still is going to have a very good ceiling because of the fact that he is a shortstop. Rob Manfred's back.
It's 4th overall. It's time to find out who the Buccos are taking to the commissioner at the podium.
With the 5th pick of the 2026 MLB draft, the Pittsburgh Pirates select outfielder Derek Curiel.
Oh, they did it. Okay, they took. All right, I like that. Yeah, I like Derek Curiel a lot. Big fan of him. You know who he reminds me of?
Well,
he reminds me of Brandon Nimmo a little bit. Big fan of that. I like this pick a lot. Oh, yeah. Big fan of this.
And he's coming to the Pittsburgh Pirates to join some other.
I'm a big fan of this pick. Derek Curiel is one of my favorite players in this draft, like him and Burris. Curiel, I think where he gets a step ahead of Burris here is he has a bit more projection on the frame. He really reminds me a lot of Brandon Nimmo. He plays the game hard. Guy's fast. He's got good athleticism, but he's got good pop in the bat too. But he hasn't fully shown it up to this point. He has definitely gotten into some when he was at LSU. It's just more about hitting consistently for a bit more power with him. Ranked number 12 on MLB Pipeline. He's got a very good hit tool. He makes a lot of contact, very good bat-to-ball skills. It's just a matter of getting the ball in the air more. I think he has that pop. He showed it at LSU, so I wonder if the Pirates could tap into that a little bit more. But I do think he's a higher floor guy with room for a bit more ceiling there. I like him. They just got to tap into a little bit more power if they can. A couple of adjustments. I could see a guy like that has a Brandon Nimmo kind of a career. He's very good with the plate discipline as well. Works counts well. Yeah, Ari, I think we got our first a bit of I'm in a way like I'm not surprised about it because I do like him as the player. I just didn't think he would go this high. But there's a lot of good, and he's also a good character, good makeup kind of a guy too. So I think looking at it now as it's happening, I'm like, you know what? This makes sense. Looking at it, yesterday when I'm putting together my mock draft, I wasn't really thinking this high, but I can see it now. I mean, I see a lot of the good characteristics with him. I like this pick a lot for the Pirates. For me, overall, again, when you consider the high floor bat that he has, good bat-to-ball skills, good plate discipline, has room for more pop, very athletic, good in the field. Go take a look at some of the highlights of him at LSU. This guy was just diving all over the place out there. I am going to give this an A+, honestly. I like this pick a lot. It's a bit of a reach, but I think it's a good reach. I like it. And in the chat as well, Patskers, he fits their competitive window. And that's what I was just saying a second ago as well, that they're back into this competitive window. So could they go the college route? So here we go. Lance Brzezowski has joined the show. Friend of the channel, Lance Brzezowski, has his own channel on the show here. But we got the Royals up next. So where do the Royals go here? So I'm looking at Lombard. I'm looking at Eric Booth Jr. Do they go back to the college ranks? Or do they stick with the high school ranks? Could they even go for another high school pitcher like they did with Mozicato a few years ago with Gio Rojas? I don't know. I've been reading that Tyler Bell has gotten a little bit of helium. We'll see. I don't think Ryder Helfrich's going to be in this because they're already set at catcher for the foreseeable future. I don't think Helfrich goes here. So I'm going to go either Lombard, Eric Booth Jr., maybe Burris or Gio Rojas, or maybe even a bit of a reach.
To the podium we go.
With the sixth pick of the 2026 MLB draft, the Kansas City Royals select Zion Rose, a
Zion Rose. Wow. Okay, so they went college, but they reached here. So a bit of a mix of what I was saying, right? Remember they reached with Mozicato.
Well, congratulations to the Rose family on this one. Zion was a catcher.
But in this situation, instead of reaching for a high school pitcher, they reached for a college bat. Now, with Zion Rose, I had him going to the Guardians.
Yeah, this one's probably...
Sorry, I keep forgetting to mute. This is why I wish I had a producer here. It'd be so much easier having a producer. But I had Zion Rose going to the Guardians. I'm not a... With Rose, he is athletic. He's got a good run tool at 55, according to Pipeline, but the defense isn't amazing out there with him. He has a good bat. He's going to make a good amount of contact, but there is more power to tap into. There's raw power with him. With the athleticism that he has, it's just about being a bit more consistent with it. If the Royals feel like they can tap into a little bit more, then sure. I feel like they could be... It feels like a bit of a money-saving pick as well. So, in a way, it feels like a happy medium kind of a pick where they could be saving a little bit, but they're also shooting for more upside instead of going the high school rank, right? Taking a guy, had a good career at Louisville. So, it feels like a bit of a happy medium for them. So, I guess for me, if I were to give a grade based off of that, I'd probably go B for this one. I'd go B for the pick. We'll see if they end up saving some money. I don't know if they're going to save any money with this pick. But the slot value is at 7.75. I don't know, because he was projected to go lower than this. So I wonder if he ends up signing a bit under slot. We'll see. Christian, if Drew Burris can fall to Atlanta, he probably gets called up by opening day. I like Drew Burris a lot. Now, this is where the Orioles are coming in. This is where we got the Orioles. I had Burris going to the Orioles. Fits right into what they like to do when it comes to the draft, taking these college outfielders. Do they keep adding more college outfielders? Now, if we're looking at a couple of guys, I don't think they would go Helfrich here. I mean, Rutschman is going to be a free agent soon, but obviously you got Basayo there. So I feel like Helfrich's not going to go in this spot. I mean, could you go with a very high floor bat in Hakopian out of Texas A&M? I don't know. With the Orioles, they tend not to go pitching in the first round. I don't know. Would they go with Gio Rojas out of high school? Would they go with one of these college arms this high? Or, I mean, could you really take advantage of some upside here? Go with Jacob Lombard. Or go with Eric Booth Jr. You know, I think that I mean, again, it's kind of easy to say, you know, I think they go with either one of these guys. I'm going to lean more towards Burris here. But that's only based on what they've done over the last few years. You never know what they do. Anthony, based on the reporting you've heard and what people are saying, especially MLB executives, who do you believe are my Marlins' top targets? I haven't heard anything about the Marlins necessarily. But you take a look at what Peter Bendix likes to do. He likes to shoot for tools. I mean, everyone's shooting for upside, obviously, but he looks for those louder tools, right? Like Morlando a couple of years ago, guy with really good power upside. Iva Arquette, good power upside with him, but just a good bat overall. So I kind of wonder if they keep leaning in that route. I don't know. That's what I'm going to think here with the Marlins. Here we go. Rob Manfred back on the stage.
With the 7th pick of the 2026 MLB draft, the Baltimore Orioles select Eric Booth Jr., an outfielder from Oak Grove High School in Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
I like it. Eric Booth Jr. I think there needs to be a couple of adjustments with the bat. Tends to be a little inconsistent with the bat path, but he's got really good power upside. Very good athleticism. The Orioles have done well developing position players, so I think he fits really well into their system. Just very athletic as well. The Orioles, they like their athleticism with these guys. So it's not a surprise to see them go with a guy like this. My guess, I wonder if Burris was in play here. But you got to think with the Orioles, I think from a timeline perspective, you feel like they're already pretty set with the guys they have, you know, the cost control guys that they have. So you kind of wonder where Burris would have, you know, worked in over the next couple of years. That's a guy that I think could get to the major leagues quicker. So with Booth, they have more time to develop him. But yeah, I mean, it just fits. I like the upside with him. I'll give it an A. I'll give this an A for the Baltimore Orioles. Because I think from a timeline point of view, I think it works. KI in the chat, Lombard falling. Yeah, it seems to be. Seems to be. Still got a few picks here in the top 10. We got the A's. We got the Braves. And we got the Rockies. The A's, I had Ryder Helfrich going there. And I could see the A's going with a college player here, especially now that they're back into that competitive window. So I could see them going college, a guy that could help them over the next couple of years. We'll see. But do they maybe just stick with the highest possible upside with Lombard, who's still right there? Tyler in the chat, could my D-backs get Lombard? Anything can happen in the draft. Why not? Would be quite a bit to fall. David in the chat, Lombard to the Nationals at 11? Maybe. I've also been reading that the A's in, I believe it was Baseball America, I think they had reported that the A's had been showing interest in Tyler Bell. We'll see. Who do you have picking? Who do you have picking Redmond and Bamia? I don't know. It's weird with Bamia. It's weird with him. Again, he just has another elbow issue. I have no idea. I feel like that could really hurt. That he could really fall because of that. Redeman, I feel like could go back half of the first round, maybe one of the compensation picks. He feels like that kind of an area. Chowder, how do you feel about Marchand to the Yankees? The Yankees love taking the high school shortstops, man. Why not? Daniel Jackson? Hey. The Yankees, man, with how things have been going with catcher, maybe Daniel Jackson ends up being a guy. Tyler Huff, a lot of shortstops. Yeah, you got a lot of shortstops. A lot of shortstops. Yeah, looking at the A's recent picks, Kurtz, Wilson, Arnold, Jump, a lot of college guys. I would like to think they're probably going to stay college if they're comfortable with what they have at the major league level and guys getting close. I wonder if they maybe go back to the high school ranks with the first round pick. We'll see. Ryder Helfrich is my pick. Langliers is going to be a free agent in a couple of years. I feel like that could line up pretty well. Problem with Helfrich, though, has a lot of swing and miss. Got good power, though. Grinlinger. I always say Grindlinger. Grinlinger to the Rangers. Maybe. As a Stargate fan, I'll follow Daniel Jackson with great interest. I have him going to my Red Sox. That was kind of like the couple of reach picks that I had in my mock. I had him going to the Red Sox. We'll see. They were connected with him like a few mocks ago on Baseball America. What position do you think the D-backs should take? I think the D-backs are just going to go for tools. That's what they always shoot for. I think Manfred's coming onto the stage, ladies and gentlemen.
Center. It's about time to go to the podium and find out from Commissioner Manfred.
With the 8th pick of the 2026 MLB draft, the Athletics select Drew Burress.
Oh, yeah. From Georgia. Yeah. Love that. Oh, man. The A's are going to be good. Oh, the A's are going to be good, man. That guy is going to be a fan favorite when they go to Vegas, man. Love that pick for the A's. Love that. I figured they were going to stick college. That's a great pick for them. A+ here. This guy gets the bat on the ball like crazy. He's got so much pop, even though he's only 5'9". He lifts the ball consistently. The guy's a great player all the way around, but the only knock against him is that he's 5'9". So scouts wonder, is he going to be a guy that his power doesn't really translate to the major leagues going to a wood bat consistently? The guy's a ball player, man. I don't care how tall he is. He's really good. I like him a lot. You go take a look at the highlights with him. If you're looking for a guy that's diving all over the place in the outfield, Drew Burress is your guy. Love this pick. A+ for this pick. Easily. Fits their timeline very well. That's a guy that's perfect as well. As they're going to Vegas, love this. Easily one of my favorite picks. Easily. It's not just because of the player, because I like the player, but I like the fit as well. A+ for this. Dilly Raleigh, don't understand the Royals pick. Yeah, I gave it a B. That's my lowest grade so far. I feel like it was a bit of a reach. My guess is that they're maybe saving a little bit of money with that. I'm curious to see what the slot value is at about 7.75. I wonder if they get him under slot a little bit. Like, I'm all about a good reach here and there. So I think you got to, again, see what the signing bonus is going to look like, but then what's the rest of their draft going to look like as well? Remy, why don't I use a graphics or ticker? I don't know, man. Can you make some for me? I am my brain's an actual potato. Well, I've been sharing my screen. That's as good as I got, man. And hey, I got the red and the blue borders going around me. I think that's all right? It's not too bad. I'm not very good with the graphics. I wish I had a producer. Oh, man. Some of these guys out there with what they do when it comes to graphics, with these like live streams out there and stuff, I'm like, holy cow, how do these people do that? I wish. Now, on Monster Territory, with the Foul Territory Network, I did have some help setting up that show and everything. Have some good graphics on that show, but for my dope self over here on the main channel, I'm all alone over here, so I'm doing the best I can over here. If anyone knows a guy that can maybe help me with some things, I'm always welcome. Patriots Empire, appreciate you. You're all good, Remy. You're all good. I wish I could maybe. I wish I could get someone to help me out with all this stuff. I'm too busy to look into it all. You know, I do the best I can. Who do you see the Cubs taking? Tyler. It feels like it's always college. They'll sprinkle in a high school guy. We'll see. I went with them taking a college pitcher. I went with Taylor Rabe. I could see someone like that. But then again, maybe they go the Ethan Conrad route again. Maybe they go with another college outfielder. Oh. Here we go.
With the 9th pick of the 2026 MLB Draft, the Atlanta Braves select A.J. Gracia, an outfielder from the University of Virginia. The Colorado.
I like that. A.J. Gracia out of Virginia. I like him. I had a suspicion that maybe he could go in the top 10. He's just got a good bat. He's got a good frame as well at 6'3". He's got a bit more room to fill in. He's just got a balanced bat overall. I mean, he's not going to be the fastest guy out there, but defense, he gets the job done in the outfield. Just got a good, solid bat. He's got good plate discipline, makes a lot of contact. He's just got to tap into the power a little bit more. He's a little inconsistent at getting the ball in the air. And he has some swing and miss with him. So, but hey, with the Braves, their player development's been very good. So let's see. I like that pick.
This guy has back control. I think
A.J. Gracia
Cole, did you notice
going
how your
to
Philly fans booed the Braves?
the Atlanta Braves.
you know what? You can never get away with anything.
And it's, a little different. We usually don't see the Braves, lately at least, leaning into college position players. They've been going very pitching heavy over the last few years. So I like this pick for the Braves. Something a little different. I think he's just a balanced bat all the way around. A little bit of swing and miss he's got to work on, getting the ball into the air a little bit more. He's a solid player, in my opinion. I'd probably go B+ with this. I feel like he maybe... I felt like he could have gone top 10, but I felt like more like that 15 to 13 range, maybe 12 would have been the right spot. It's a little reach, but I also wonder with the Braves, they really like the high character guys over there.
I actually like DeAndre Ethier.
With Gracia, he was regarded as a very good teammate there, good makeup kind of a guy.
Absolutely.
So I wonder if that kind of came into play a little bit too.
It's interesting because he...
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't hit the mute button. I need a producer. Someone find me a producer. I'll say that again. With Gracia, he's a high makeup guy. The Braves like their high makeup guys. They like the high character guys. He fits that mold. So I wonder if that came into their decision a little bit. But in the end, he's just a balanced bat. He's going to get the bat on the ball. He's going to make consistent contact with a bit of swing and miss in there. Something he'll have to clean up a little bit. Tap into a bit more power consistently. Get the ball into the air a bit more consistently. But definitely a guy that I think has a pretty good floor as of right now. For me personally, I would probably go like a B+ with this pick. But he's a good pick. David, who is Jacob Lombard's agent? I don't know. It's a good question. Good question. REW, Gio Rojas to St. Louis. Man, oh man. Could be pretty good. Heim, he is all about trying to develop pitching over there. I'd really like that spot for him. We got the Rockies coming up next. Got the Rockies. This is interesting because you got Paul DePodesta running the show now. You go back to his Mets days, taking guys like Brandon Nimmo, Michael Conforto. Here we go.
With the 10th pick of the 2026 MLB Draft, the Colorado Rockies select Tyler Bell, a shortstop from the University of Kentucky.
Tyler Bell. Right around the range where he was ranked.
Hey,
I think that's a good pick. Tyler Bell going to the Rockies. I think he's just a solid player. Good hit, decent power, good in the field. Like if I'm looking at, some of the higher floor guys in this draft, I think he's actually right there. He's got a 50 hit, 50 power, 50 run. He's got a good arm, and he's good in the field. So, again, there's not, at least right now, there's not a whole lot of upside with the bat. However, you put him at Coors, that could actually be a really good fit for him. They could unlock a little bit there. So, according to the scouting report, needs to lift the ball in the air a bit more consistently. But at Coors, he'll definitely get that help there with the altitude. I think it's actually a good fit the more I think about it. I like it. Oh man, we got a marching band over here. What in the world is going on here at this draft? They got the Philadelphia marching band. Yeah, Tyler Bell. I think I actually would go an A on that. I don't think he's going to be, the best hitter coming out of this draft, but I think he could just be a solid player. But I think Coors probably helps him out a little bit there. David, Robbie, if Lombard gets taken by the Nationals, do you put him at third base? I mean, especially with Willits. That's why I thought maybe Tyler Bell could have been a good player for the Nationals there. Because that's another thing with Bell. He does play a good shortstop, but he is capable of playing other positions as well. So that could actually work hand in hand, too, with Ethan Holiday, right? Because you wonder, is Holiday going to stay at short? Is he going to move to third? So you have a bit of flexibility there with the Rockies. Yeah, Cam, I think that's the best way to put it. You don't love it, but, I think it's good, but again, I look at the park factor. I think that helps a little bit with his profile. Well, now we got the Nationals coming up. So for the Nationals, I had them taking Bell. So with the players that you have left on the board here, I mean, you still got Lombard. Where is Lombard going? I have a feeling Lombard is, there's no way he makes it past the Diamondbacks, right? Man, like that mid-range, there's no way he keeps falling that far. But with the Nationals, I don't know. Could go a few different routes here. Could you go, you just went with a high school player last year in Eli Willits. Could you stick with the high school ranks with a Gio Rojas? You think of Paul Taboni. While with the Red Sox, the Red Sox draft philosophy when it comes to hitters, they're always looking for guys with good hit tools and they could add more power, right? They like guys with those good foundations already that you could tap into more. They never really went pitching, the Red Sox, while all Taboni was there. All right, you go with the Kyson Witherspoon last year. That was a birthday gift, though. So I don't know. I don't know if they go with the Gio Rojas here. Could you go Trevor Condon here? If you really wanted to stick with it. Taboni wants to build an elite farm system over there. So if you're really looking to go for the most upside, I think Condon or Lombard would be the picks here. I'm going to lean there. And I know you have Willits, but remember with shortstops, they can always move, right? You can always move. So, but if that is something, right, Willits is going to be a star. I think he's going to be really good. So if that was something, do you just go with the outfielder in Condon, who's one of the best athletes in this class? He has, even though he's 5'11", a little undersized, he's got potential for more pop. In a way, like almost kind of reminds me of like Pete Crow Armstrong a little bit. Maybe even a little Corbin Carroll there. I think Condon would be a really nice pick here. Nationals are about to pick. Manfred, where are you at? Come on, Manfred.
Once again, the commissioner is about to come out. And sometimes, if there's a bit of a delay in terms of the decision from the organization,
camera guy definitely went up to that guy in the stands. Like, all right, I want you to take your jersey and start just flailing around everywhere. The guy kept like looking at the camera.
In what is going to be the 11th overall pick here in the first round. That fan in particular waiting with big.
I think Manfred got lost here, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know where he's at. I think Manfred lost the stage. OG Barry, who do you think the Marlins are going to take? We were just talking about it earlier with Bendix. He likes to look for the toolsy guys. If he had a shot at Condon, I think he would love that. Like, Condon would be the guy, in my opinion, for Bendix. I don't know if he gets that far, though. But if I'm thinking about some other guys, possibly, I don't know. Would they, like, if they had a shot at Ryder Helfrich, would he go for someone like that? You know, he's shown to take some power before. But I don't know. I don't know if they would go catcher because they're already, pretty set there. All right, Manfred found the stage, ladies and gentlemen.
Who they're taking right now.
With the 11th pick of the 2026 MLB Draft, the Washington Nationals select Chris Hakopian, a second baseman from Texas A&M.
I like that. I like it. For a Nationals team right now that's ahead of schedule, I think he actually fits into the timeline very well. And this is what I was saying with Taboni. While he was with the Red Sox, they like to go with those guys that had good hit tools, but you could tap into a little bit more. Hakopian definitely fits that mold. He's got a 60 hit and a 50 power. So there's more power, I think, to tap into there. He gets the bat on the ball crazy. He's got a good feel for the barrel, has a good awareness of the strike zone. Again, that's what I was mentioning, right? That's what the Red Sox like to look for. So fits really right up that alley. It's just more, but again, that's exactly what I'm saying again. Says here right on the scouting report, he could do more with driving balls in the air more often. Well, the Red Sox, that's what they were always trying to preach there while Taboni was there. Hitting the ball in the air more, especially to your pull side. So if they could tap into that there with the Nationals, you could have a really good player. David Thunder, what does it mean for Abrams? Well, in that case, I mean, Abrams is a shortstop, right? Hakopian's more of a second baseman. But then again, with Abrams, he's probably going to be a better fit at second base long term. So, but then Abrams, he's a free agent in a couple of years. So you kind of feel like the writing is maybe on the wall a little bit here, where Willits is going to be your shortstop, and then they got their next second baseman in Hakopian. So you got Abrams, next couple of years while Hakopian develops there, and feel like you got your future middle infield is setting up. Willits and Hakopian. Now, we'll see how he develops, obviously. I mean, you never know. But it definitely could go that route. I like this pick for the Nationals, though. Again, because he fits into the philosophy that Taboni likes. Hit first. Try to get that power up more as they develop. Timeline-wise, I think he fits well. I'm going to give this a solid A. Honestly. Solid A.
Almost like an...
Yeah, I'll say it one more time. Really fits into what they try to do there. While with the Red Sox, they were always trying to increase power, right? Same thing with the pitchers. Always trying to get more velo out of the guys. So, like, this is a Paul Taboni kind of a pick, if you ask me. I like it. Angels with Helfrich. You kind of wonder if maybe that's the route they could go here. Because, obviously, they got a couple of catchers in their system. And obviously, O'Hoppe hasn't fully worked out. You do wonder if they could go Helfrich here. Very curious what the Angels do with John Mozeliak in the fold now. Angels taking air conditioner from Home Depot. That's a great pick if you ask me. That's a great pick. Man, that's an A+ pick right there. Oh, the Angels. Oh, their pick popped up.
With the 12th pick of the 2026 MLB Draft, the Los Angeles Angels select Jared Grindlinger, an outfielder from Huntington Beach High School.
I do like the two-way potential. Oh, hey! Speaking of two-way players, the next Ohtani with the Angels. They found their Ohtani replacement.
He's 17 years old.
It's really going to be interesting what route they go here. He's really good on the mound.
What do you think of that?
I feel like I like him more on the mound. But with the bat, I was talking about this at the start of the show here today. He's a guy that he already has a good hit tool. He's very good bat to ball, makes a good amount of contact. The power's not quite there yet. But,
Harold, you've talked about years sending
he's someone that could develop either way. That's I actually wonder if he could end up being a two-way guy. Because he's pretty good at both. So it's gonna.
Last I knew, the Angels weren't there.
I wonder what route they go. Could they actually go with both at first, and they just kind of let it play out itself? Whatever ends up turning out to be better. Do they really actually go full throttle into the two-way ability? I don't know though. With this pick though, I think the Angels. I don't know, man. I know they've gone college heavy a lot. And obviously, you look at the Angels and where they're at, and they're still, bottom dwellers in Major League Baseball. So I can appreciate that they went the high school route, but I just feel like, man, you had.
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed.
You had guys here
as a two-way player, Carlos Collazo,
that were a bit more safe, in my opinion. With Grindlinger, of course, there is good upside here. And he's a California guy, so I like that fit as well. I keep forgetting to mute. I'm sorry. Goodness, I'm sorry, guys. I keep forgetting. You know what? From now on, I am not going to speak until I hit that mute button. But Rafael Diaz, Robbie needs to read the chat more. Oh, I know. You're right. But yeah, I think with Grinlinger, you just don't know what route he's going to go. Is he going to be a pitcher? Is he going to be a hitter? I don't know. I think for the Angels, with where they're at as an organization, I don't know, you feel like they could have gone with a bit more of a safe pick here, something a bit more of a sure thing. I mean, you know, it's never a sure thing in the draft, but with Grinlinger, I think he's a really good prospect. He's a very fun prospect, but is this the right pick for the Angels? I'm not so sure. But then again, you look at, you know, all the picks they've made in the college ranks, and they're still at where they're at. I don't know. I don't like the pick necessarily, but I don't hate the pick. I guess I'd go B right now, but I feel like there were some A picks here. Like Jacob Lombard, what's going on there, man? I mean, like, I don't know. If you're looking for highest possible upside, then again, I mean, two-way player, that's pretty high upside too. But, you know, you had a shot here at a highly regarded shortstop prospect, and you didn't go that route. You know, if you really wanted to go with a high school kind of a guy, like a Gio Rojas looks really good. Could have gone with one of the college guys. I liked Hakopian for them. That was who I mocked for them. I thought that would have been a really nice pick for them. You know, even like a college, another college pitcher, with Bremner coming up, like a Cameron Flukie. Could you have gone there? I don't know. I'm not going to hate any of these picks, but I feel like you could have done a little better. Next pick.
With the 13th pick of the 2026 MLB Draft, the St. Louis Cardinals select Trevor Condon, an outfielder from Etowah High School.
I like that pick a lot. Listen, I like Trevor Condon. He's one of my favorite players in this draft. I like this a lot. Really nice fit for the St. Louis Cardinals. Chaim Bloom, he's already starting to build a powerhouse farm system there. This is a guy that makes a good amount of contact, but a guy that definitely could add some more power. He uses the lower half well, uses his legs well. So it's just about tapping into a bit more consistency overall with the power. And they just showed Pete Crow Armstrong on the screen, and I just made that comparison a little bit ago. He kind of gives me a little PCA. He gives me a little Corbin Carroll. I like it. Really very good athlete. Like, this to me is this is a Chaim Bloom kind of a pick. Just a ton of upside with him. I mean, honestly, I would have liked this for the Angels a little bit more. I feel like Grinlinger actually, with Chaim, when it comes to player development, I think Grinlinger would have, I think the Cardinals are in a better position to take, I don't want to say Grinlinger's a risk, but he's just more of an unknown. I feel like the Cardinals, with how well their farm system has developed over the last year or so since Chaim's gotten there, I feel like Grinlinger would have actually made more sense for the Cardinals to take a chance on a guy like that. And for the Angels, Trevor Condon would have been really good for them. I think it's a really nice pick. I think Peter Bendix is probably so annoyed about that. I guarantee you Peter Bendix would have taken Condon. Yeah, really. And they're saying PCA on the broadcast right now. He does remind me a lot of PCA. We got the Marlins coming up. We got the Miami Marlins. Again with Bendix. He really likes to take the toolsy kind of guys. David Thunder, 2030, Cardinals versus Rockies, Battle of the Condon. Gotta love it. When I first saw Condon in the rankings a little while ago, I was like, oh, is he related to Charlie Condon? No relation. Christian in the chat, whoever gets Gio is going to get a gift. Listen, I thought he had top 10 potential, to be honest. He looks really good. Like, he passes the eye test. He's just got good, clean mechanics. He's got good velo. I don't know. He just looks really good. I don't know. It was kind of like Cam Caminiti a few years ago, a couple of years ago, remember? Like, he looked really good. And then he just went down to the 20s. It was like, why? And you look at how good he's doing. It's like, how did Cam Caminiti go that low? Peyton Helfrich is also falling in the shadow of Lombard. Yeah, Lombard, man. Lombard's the Aaron Rodgers of the draft this year. I guess there must have been a lot of concerns with the swing and miss over the last few months or so. Once he started going up against better velo, he started struggling, according to the reports. So I wonder if that's coming into play here. Dodgers fan, did any pitching go yet? The only pitcher that we've had is Flora at number 4. I almost went with Flora at number 4, man. I don't know. I was thinking with the Giants coming in. They just like never take pitching in the first round. Like, they always go more position player. I'm glad they did it this time, though. They need more pitching at the top of the farm. Liam Peterson, also an option. Yeah, that's a guy to keep an eye out for. Really good stuff. I mean, if you're looking at, pitching development, I think with him, he already has the stuff. You don't need to try and tap into, I mean, you could always tap into more, right? But with Peterson, he's already got a lot of it. It's just a matter of getting his control down. Getting his control his command to be better. So that's why I look at these organizations that have done well with pitching development. I look at the Astros. I look at the Reds. I mean, even the Rangers, I think you could look at one of those. I mean, the Cubs, the Mariners. I feel like the Mariners would love to get Liam Peterson if he's there. I had Liam Peterson going to the Tigers. They're all about their pitching lab over there. Talkball interviews. Robbie is a Royals fan. I'm so disappointed that we took Rose. I feel we could have got him at number 30. I'm very curious about that. Very curious. That so far is one of my least favorite picks. I'm not a fan of it. I don't know. You look at the last time they reached for Mozzicato. That hasn't really worked out. I don't know. I wasn't I like Zion Rose. I don't know if I liked him in that spot.
Let's go with the Marlins taking.
Next pick coming up here.
14th pick of the 2026 MLB draft, the Miami Marlins select Jacob Lombard.
There we go. Jacob Lombard going to the Marlins. I'm not surprised Peter Bendick's taking a guy like this. And Peter Bendix, yeah, he likes to look for those tools, but he also just keeps it real too. Like, okay, we got one of the top high school shortstop prospects on here. You build teams around shortstops. Yeah. Take one of the top prospects in this draft who was a shortstop. Absolutely. I forgot to hit the mute button again. But yeah, Peter Bendix, not surprised about this. It's a no-brainer. Like, to me, like any of these teams, if you got Lombard just sitting there, you take him. Just take the guy. It's like, why would you pass on a high school shortstop that's ranked top 5? And yeah, I know he had some issues, had some swing and miss, going up against good velo, good pitching, but I mean, dude, you take that guy, right? Makes a lot of sense to me if you're the Marlins. Who do you have going at 18 for the Reds? I have them taking Cameron Flukie. I think the Reds, they've done so well with pitching. I say you just keep leaning into that strength. Dodgers fan, Arizona goes pitching. Gallon sucks. You wonder. I have Justin LeBron going here. I don't know. But yeah, overall for the Marlins, I'll give them an A for Jacob Lombard. Makes a lot of sense. He already has a good bat. Just needs to clean up the swing and miss a little bit. He's got some upside for power. He's got a good frame at 6'3". He's good defensively out there. He's just a good, well-rounded shortstop, in my opinion. Just needs to be a bit more consistent, cleaning up the swing and miss. He's got power that he can tap into. He's a very good athlete. Not an amazing arm. You wonder if maybe there is a bit of second base potential at some point. But I think it's fine. I think he gets the job done. It's got a grade of a 50, but he moves well in the field. To me, it's a no-brainer for a team at this spot. It's also funny how with the Marlins, they once again get like a bit of a birthday gift, right? Remember this happened with Khalil Watson? I think he was the 16th pick. What was that, 2021? Khalil Watson had like so much upside. And he's starting to kind of figure things out now in Cleveland's system. It's kind of funny how this happened with the Marlins again. But again, with the Marlins, if you're in this spot, I think you gotta do it. So I'll give it an A. Give it an A. I think you could even say A+. Arizona Diamondbacks. What are the D-backs going to do here, ladies and gentlemen? When it comes to Mike Hazen, I mean, he has leaned college. Has definitely leaned college. If we were to look at the draft picks over the past couple of years with the Diamondbacks, all right. So, yeah, I remember last year they went the high school route. Well, they had a couple of higher picks. You went with the high school shortstop in Casey Cunningham. You went with the college righty in Patrick Forbes. They went Slade Caldwell, high school in 24. College route in 2023 with Tommy Troy. So they kind of go back and forth. I don't know. My gut tells me a college guy here. I think it could go either way. I don't think Helfrich probably goes here. I thought if anything, Helfrich maybe could have gone like to the A's. But after that, I don't know. I wonder where Helfrich's going to go. Like, I think Hakopian could have been a nice pick here for the Diamondbacks, but obviously he's off the board. Do you go Ace Reese here? Good power upside with him. So I could see something like that. Hazen, he leans into the tools. So I could see Ace Reese. My pick was Justin LeBron. Let's see what they do.
With the 15th pick of the 2026 MLB draft, the Arizona Diamondbacks select Ryder Helfrich, a catcher from the University of Arkansas.
Okay, they did go Ryder Helfrich. I was like just talking about him. I was like, I don't know, did they go Helfrich here? That's a little surprising, right? Because, I mean, you got, Gabriel Moreno in there for a few more years. The big thing with Helfrich, he's just got to clean up the swing and miss. There's a lot of strikeouts there. He's got really good power, though. He's got a good arm behind the plate, does a good job behind the plate. There is a good catcher here. It's just a matter of cleaning up the consistency at the plate. Can the D-backs do that? We'll see. I mean, they've done a good job at developing guys. Obviously, Corbin Carroll, just to name one. Ryan Waldschmidt's done really well, going up through the minor leagues. Drew Jones, you kind of look at that, right? You look at Drew Jones, and obviously the defense was good, but you saw some potential for power, but they weren't able to get the bat consistent. So I don't know. Can they do it with Helfrich? We'll see. Let me get to some super chats here. GG Royals. ... Very curious pick by the Royals. Very curious there. Next one from 6 questions. With the selection of Holiday and Bell, what is Tovar's future in Colorado? That's interesting, too. I mean, his contract... Man, when does his contract run up? That's got at least a couple more years left. I mean, he's not even 25 yet. His contract runs through 2031, where there's a club option. So, yeah, that's interesting. But I think with Bell, honestly, I mean, like I said earlier, he has versatility. Like, he can move to other positions. So, and then obviously with Holiday, I could see a situation where Bell, he kind of is like more of a utility guy. Holiday, probably, I think Holiday, because of his size, he could end up at third, and then you stick with Tovar at short, right? So, I don't know, maybe you move Tovar at some point, possibly. I don't know, you got to think, you got a new regime in there. So, I don't know, does Tovar end up staying long-term? What do we got? Who do you see picking Brody Bamilla? I don't know, man. That he is such a wild card for this. I would imagine he's got to go somewhere with good pitching development. I'm going to look at the Padres because they love leaning into the high school ranks. They've taken these lefties. You kind of wonder if that ends up being a good spot. But you got to go somewhere where they have good pitching development. And, of course, they do well at keeping their guys healthy. I'm not trying to be biased here, but I actually wonder if the Red Sox end up taking him at some point, with like a later pick. He's a Massachusetts native. They've done well with the pitching development. And they have one. I know you look at Roman Anthony and Marcelo Meyer this year and Garrett Crochet, obviously. But coming into the year, they've always been regarded as having one of the better medical staffs. But then obviously this year happened. It's like, what the heck's going on with the Red Sox? But I feel like he could be a good fit for the Red Sox. I look at other teams, like the Mariners have good pitching development, the Cubs, the Tigers. I think he goes to a pitching-rich organization, personally. Next pick.
With the 16th pick of the 2026 MLB draft, the Texas Rangers select Gio Rojas.
Oh, yeah.
Pitcher.
Oh, I love that. That's one of my favorite picks so far. Gio Rojas going to the Rangers. I thought he absolutely had top 10 potential. He's really good. He's got good size. He's 6'4". He's got good velo. Like, the guy looks like he's coming out of college. He looks like a college lefty. He's coming out of high school. Love this pick for the Rangers. This is awesome. Love this. They've gone heavy with the college ranks with the pitching. I like that they're leaning high school here. Like, to me, this is a guy like, you look at Lombard with the Marlins, and now Rojas with the Rangers.
They're going to get a guy, they're going to develop him, and
like, how do you pass on these guys? Like the Angels. Like, I think the Angels, that's...
What do you like?
Man,
Cole,
like, how do you
when
pass on Condon and Lombard and even Rojas?
He's in control.
I like Grinlinger. I do. But I don't know if I liked him at number 12.
Just because he was so dominant. So I bet you
I hope I'm wrong about that.
Develop the changeup so he has 3+
but like,
pitches.
man, you got good players getting picked here.
I actually came with it, so I then had to match.
Why isn't the button muting? Oh, we're struggling here today, ladies and gentlemen. We are struggling. Why are we not? Why? I swear I hit that button. But I'll reiterate what I just said. I think for the Angels, like, I like Grinlinger. I do. But you passed on Condon, Lombard. I mean, heck, even a power bat in Helfrich with good defense behind the plate. I think there is a pretty good floor with him, at least defensively. And then Rojas, like, if you're going to take a high school arm, like, I know Grindlinger had, like, you could go either way, but, like, you pass on a high school arm in Gio Rojas? I don't know. Like, it's, man. Right now, my least favorite picks in this draft, I got to go Zion Rose at number 6. I think Grindlinger at 12. I'm okay with all the other picks, honestly. You know? Those are my 2 least favorite. I love this pick, though. My favorite picks in this draft so far, I mean, the top ones, of course, right? Roch, Grady, Vahn. Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with those picks. I do really like Flora for the Giants because I've said it a couple of times. They needed more high upside pitching at the top of the farm. So I do like that. Love Curiel for the Pirates because he kind of fits into their timeline a little bit for the next couple of years. Has some Brandon Nimmo in him. Just I think a high character player to add to that organization. I was going to be happy with whatever team got him. He's one of my favorite players in this draft. Eric Booth Jr., I'm okay with. I think for the Orioles, they've taken a lot of college guys over the years, so I do like that they're leaning into the high school ranks. Drew Burress, I love that for the A's. That's one of my favorite picks. He's a top 3 favorite pick for me right now. Because I just love the player. I love the fit timeline-wise. I love that they're getting a fan favorite kind of a guy as they're getting closer going to Las Vegas. Drew Burress, I actually think Drew Burress might be, I think you could say he's my favorite pick in this draft. Honestly. I'd say him. I love Condon for the Cardinals because I think for the Cardinals, you look at all the young guys that they've had graduate to the major leagues recently. I think they are set for the most part. But someone like Condon, you know, they have the luxury right now to go with someone that's a little further away. You get a very high upside guy like that. I really like that fit. I love Gio Rojas to the Rangers, right? You know, a team that they're pretty set at the major league level for the near future with pitching, but they got a very high upside guy here. Love that.
With the 17th pick of the 2026 MLB draft, the Houston Astros select Logan Hughes, an outfielder from Texas Tech.
Logan Hughes, a bit of a reach here. That is a reach. The Astros are looking to save some money here, ladies and
outside the top 40 along with Baseball America.
Coming out of Texas Tech, he does have a good bat. 55 hit, 55 power. Not much of an athlete, though. A 40 run, 40 arm, 45 field. So defensively, at least right now, not a whole lot of potential, but there is good floor with the bat.
Tell you how good a hitter he is.
Makes good swing decisions, makes a good amount of contact against all pitches, gets a lot of line drives. He's got a very nice swing from the left side. Got a little bit more power that you can tap into. He's 5'11", like a tiny bit undersized. But if you can get him to lift the ball into the air a little bit more, that can end up tapping into a little bit more power. So it's a money-saving move here for the Astros.
Their respective teams' first round.
Once again, I forgot to mute the screen. Oh, for crying out loud! I need a producer, ladies and gentlemen. My brain can't handle this. We're gonna retire after this. Yeah, Logan Hughes, definitely a money-saving pick here. They're really reaching, so I imagine this is going to be a bit of an underslot signing. He's a good bat. He's got good plate discipline. He makes a good amount of contact. Just needs to lift the ball into the air a little bit more consistently to tap into a little bit more power. But there's a good bat there. Defensively, though, there's just not really a whole lot. There's not a whole lot of athleticism with him. He's a little undersized at 5'11", but my guess is the Astros, they just like the bat a lot here, and they feel like they could get a good bat while saving a little bit of money. Maybe they could try and tap into a bit more speed. Maybe they can try to, I don't know, maybe try to get a little bit more there. Obviously, you hear more about teams trying to tap into more with a bat, trying to tap into more of, on the pitching side of things, trying to get more stuff, more velo. Could they maybe try to get him a little bit more agile out there? If they could, with the bat that he's got coming out of Texas Tech, also a local guy, could be pretty good. I would say for this, though, I don't know. It's another college guy. They have lean college. They went high school last year, so I'd have to see how the rest of the draft goes for the Astros, because I do think they are going to save a little money. Yeah, I think Michelle Brown. I think that's the right way to say it. You like the pick, but you maybe could have gone a little better. Because I mean, again, like you're looking at, there's a lot of guys here. I mean, you still got Fluky still sitting out there. Ace Reese. I mean, man, that bat in Houston, that power bat, that could have been really good. I would have liked that pick. And you had, guy with good stuff, and Peterson, good frame. I thought Strasnyder, in my mock, I went with Strasnyder for Houston. Also a guy going to college in Texas. So, and, another college guy. So they went with a different college guy. That's why I think there's a money saving aspect to this one. So, but you could have gone with a Strasnyder. So yeah, I think overall that tells me that the Astros, they're looking to have a deeper draft to spread money out a little bit. Colton, who's going to the Giants at number 29? Who knows? Once you kind of get past these picks, it feels like it could be like a free-for-all out there. Cam in the chat, this is by far the worst pick. It's an interesting one. Definitely saving money. All right, we're gonna unmute, and then we're gonna make sure we mute.
With the 18th pick of the 2026 MLB draft, the Cincinnati Reds select Justin LeBron, a shortstop from the University of Alabama.
Justin LeBron going to the Reds. Oh man, I didn't expect that one. That's fun. Really good athlete, very good power upside, good arm at short, moves at short very well. Very nice swing, but there's swing and miss. He tends to be aggressive. Doesn't lead to a lot of consistency with the bat. With the Reds, I like the player in Justin LeBron. I do worry. I mean, listen, they did a great job with Sal Stewart. Whatever they did with Sal Stewart, if they could do the same thing with Justin LeBron, there is very good potential there. Very good potential. They put Mason Wynn on the screen. I think that's a pretty good comp, right? Because he has that athleticism, good shortstop as well. I'd say he has more power upside than Mason Wynn. Hey, listen, when you look at the Reds, I mean, you look at the fact that, offensively, they haven't been amazing offensively, but when you look at some of the guys that, they've developed, right? Obviously, you look at the Ellie De La Cruzes, Sal Stewart, he's having a great year. Very good season for him. A very good rookie season for him. JJ Bleday, they've gotten on the right track. So they have developed offensive guys. It's just overall this year, the Reds they're just not too consistent offensively. But, I mean, they have shown the ability to develop these guys. Yeah, I like Justin LeBron. Hey, do what they did with Sal Stewart. Do what they did with Ellie De La Cruz, another good athlete there. Hey, LeBron could end up being a nice fit for them long term. So I'll give it a B plus because I just want to see how that shakes out a little bit because he does need to be more consistent. It's just a matter of will the Reds be able to give him that help him with that consistency. I had a notification. I thought, did someone tweet something? No. Big House, what's going on, my friend? Just need a guy in Detroit. I feel like my Peacock stream is lagging a little bit. I feel like I'm hearing some echoes. Let me refresh this really quick, ladies and gentlemen. Do appreciate everyone stopping on by here today. Do appreciate all of you. Really quick, while we are waiting for the next pick, let me see. Were there any other super chats? Nope, we are good on the super chats. Oh, here we go.
Pick of the 2026 MLB draft, the Cleveland Guardians select Liam Peterson, a right-handed pitcher from the University of Florida.
Ooh. I like this. Can the camera people at these drafts, can they tell the I don't know, they're always having the people do this because this is a little different. I just saw another guy doing that. But hey, listen, if you're the Guardians, I think you should like this pick. This is really good. The Guardians, I mean, they've done well developing pitching here. I like this pick a lot. Liam Peterson, he's got high-octane stuff. He's got a big build. 6'5", 225. Good velo, good breaking stuff. The guy's nasty. He's just got to throw strikes. But hey, look what they've done with Gavin Williams, Parker Messick. I like it. I like this pick. I'd actually say this is one of my more favorite picks so far. I mean, look at all the homegrown talent that they've had. They got 3 guys they drafted in Gavin Williams, Parker Messick, Tanner Bybee. You know, Joey Cantillo, they traded for, 5 years ago. They've developed him. Slade Ciccone. All guys that they've had in their farm system at least over the last couple of years. So they've done well developing. I like this a lot. I think it's a really good pick for the Guardians. I'd put this in my top 5, honestly. I think this is really good. Vera in the chat. Fluky to the Cubs, calling it right now. Could be. I think the Cubs end up going with a pitcher. The Dodgers pick will be interesting because the Dodgers have a lot of great guys. The Dodgers. It's funny, in my mock draft yesterday, I forgot to mention the Dodgers because they don't even have, because I only went over the first round and then like a couple of the incentive picks. But with the Dodgers, they don't pick until number 40. So with the Dodgers, they're always just shooting for as much ceiling as possible. So, and with the Dodgers, because they don't have a first round pick, you kind of wonder if they just try to just spread the money around from the second round all the way into the last round. So could they, you got to think from the Dodgers, right? Because they're always having the high payrolls. They're not going to have these first round picks. So, you kind of, they have to prioritize or strategize the draft a little differently. Got my Red Sox coming up next, ladies and gentlemen. We got the Red Sox Ho, ho, ho! What are we going to do here? Oh, man. Got the most exciting part of this draft coming up, ladies and gentlemen. I'm kidding. This is going to be interesting. I'm very excited about this because I think it could just go a lot of different ways. I have them taking Daniel Jackson. I have him going with a catcher. That's my pick. But you still have Cameron Flukie out here. He's still sitting there. I thought he'd be gone at this point. They have been connected to Grinlinger. He's off the board. Rojas is off the board now, unfortunately. I think they would have taken Rojas if he was still there. Bo Lawrence is here. I don't know. I'm weird about the signability with him. I've been reading that like he is very set on going to Virginia. I don't know. We'll see. But could they take him? I could maybe see Sawyer Strasnider possibly. I don't know. But then you got some other arms here. Tegan Coons. They have been connected to Taylor Rabe at number 40 out of Mississippi. He's got a really good frame at 6'5", so here we go. Or Ace Reese, Michelle Brown in the chat. Ace Reese, power bat from the left side. I could see that. When the Red Sox, the lefty bats that they produce, they like those guys to have a good amount of power. So, and with Ace Reese, pulling up the scouting report, he definitely has power over hit right now. So that would go a little opposite of what they've gone for. Here we go.
With the 20th pick of the 2026 MLB draft, the Boston Red Sox select Jake Schaffner, a shortstop from the University of North Carolina. The San Diego Padres had the next pick.
Oh, that's a bit of a reach. That's a little bit of a reach. Coming out of North Carolina. That's a little bit of a reach here. Pulling him up. Number 75. Very similar to what the Red Sox like when it comes to their bats. Like I was saying earlier when Paul Taboni was there, a very good hit tool, but not a whole lot of power. But the problem here is he's a left-handed bat with a 40 power at this point. He's got a good feel for the barrel, focuses on line drives, gap to gap, has a disciplined approach, rarely swings and misses. So I do like that. He's not going to be a slugger, but he is hitting the ball harder than ever this spring and could produce 10 to 20 homers annually. He's a really good athlete, 60 run. He kind of gives you like Jacoby Ellsbury kind of vibes, right? Like a really good hit tool. I don't know about, 2011 Jacoby Ellsbury. I don't know if you can tap into that power. But that's the feel that he gives me. A little Jacoby Ellsbury. I like the hit tool. I like the athlete. This feels like a reach. I don't want to say I don't like, listen, there's always something to like about every pick. I'm not a huge fan of this pick, but what it will do most likely is you're going to save money with it, which, hey, if you're looking to spread money through. And I actually had a feeling, I wonder if the Red Sox were going to go that route, because I felt like there wasn't a bang, bang kind of a pick here. I felt like you could have gone a few different ways, but you had a few guys sitting here. I mean, if you wanted to go with a big frame guy, like that's something that Craig's been liking over the last couple of years. You had Flukie at 6'6" right there. You had Taylor Rabe, who's got a good frame as well. I mean, you had a power bat from the left side. Granted, with Ace Reese, not as good of a hit tool, but definitely power already. I'm thinking Bo Lawrence. I do think the signability thing is a little weird. I think Strasnider, that was a power bat, so I wasn't sure about that. Again, they like the hit tool first. So, yeah, I went with Daniel Jackson. Power bat from the right side at the catcher position. I don't know. So, yeah, there wasn't like a bang fit. There wasn't like a clear guy based off of the Red Sox draft tendencies. So I do understand where this is coming from because they just went with a hit first guy. I don't know. I mean, one thing with the Red Sox is they have shown the ability to get more power out of guys. How much more you can get out of him. Listen, I like the fact that he doesn't really strike out. He makes a lot of contact. I do like that. I'm a big fan of that. It's more so like, could you have maybe, got a little more, like even like James Clark, right? Good hit tool coming out of high school. I don't know. You had, like I mentioned, you had a few guys here that were power first. That's something the Red Sox don't really like, but like Aiden Robbins coming out of high school. Or, coming out of college, coming out of Texas.
21st pick of the 2026 MLB draft, the San Diego Padres select Coleman Borthwick, a right-handed
Coleman
pitcher
Borthwick, a bit of a
from
reach
South
here.
Walton High School in Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. The Detroit Tigers have the next pick.
Big frame guy.
6'6",
245 pounds.
High school player of the year for Florida, goes 10-0.
That's a big dude. Well, let's pull him up here.
300 if we wanted to add. Now, Carlos, I don't know about you. Last night he said, I'm 50-50 between the draft and my commitment to Auburn.
Yeah, I think the draft is going to be the answer for him.
Wait, why do they have him listed as a third baseman?
The two-way factor is interesting. He's a tremendous athlete
he is
for
not
his
a third
size.
baseman.
Plays shortstop for his high school team.
Forgot the mute button again. Coleman Borthwick. What do you know? Another college pitcher or another high school pitcher for the Padres. Good velo, good slider, throws strikes. Needs to develop another pitch though. He's got a changeup, but it's graded at a 45. Greg, we got a super chat. What do we got going on, Greg? Too many left-handed bats in our system. Breslow knows he can draft righties too, right? Doesn't seem like he knows he can. That's something, it really ties into the Red Sox strategy of drafting. They've always gone hit guys. Always. With him, there's less power, which I'm not a huge fan of considering he's from the left side. Now, you look at from like the right side where you got the monster that you can play with. I mean, that maybe that changes the equation a little bit. Right? Like Henry Godbout. Like that was a guy. This feels like a Henry Godbout kind of a pick, but that was like a later pick. This pick here with the Red Sox, it has like a like if you want to make the comparison to Godbout, who had a very good hit tool. This feels like a third round pick. But they obviously liked the player here, so they went first round. But they probably saw that they could save some money, so that they're trying to spread things out. But as to the Padres, there we go. They fixed it. They changed it to a pitcher. Cameron Borthwick. There's definitely some good upside with him coming out of high school. He's a big frame guy. The Padres have done great at developing both position players and pitchers. And you already got a lot to work with here. Plus fastball, plus slider at 6'6". You just got to get another pitch going. He already throws a good amount of strikes. So I think there's a lot to work with here. And most likely, the Padres, it is a little bit of a reach. He was ranked 43 on Pipeline. So maybe you could save a little bit of money with this so they could spread things out a little bit. So I think I'm okay with this pick for the Padres. I'll go with a B plus. With the Red Sox grade for Jake Schaffner, I go with a B. You know, it's going to come down to what do you do with the other picks. You know, what does the rest of the draft look like? So it comes down to, can you get him under slot? You know, Nick Holmes, what's going on, my friend? How you doing? Does Breslow know we have the number 67 pick too? You kind of wonder, like, could you have? So I don't know. Maybe they thought that they couldn't have gotten him later on. I don't know, but you do feel like maybe they could have gotten him a little bit later. Also, who in here has an Apple Watch? I've been struggling with this Apple Watch lately. I'm trying to get used to it. I'm wearing an Apple Watch for the first time the last couple of weeks. I am not good at like scrolling through this thing. I'm thinking about getting an Ultra. I don't know. Let me know, people out there, Apple Watch people. Is an Ultra the better way to go? Or this is actually a Series 8. This is an old one. I might go with the Ultra because it's a little bigger. I don't know. I try to go through like the notifications on here and I always mess it up. Modelos are better. My friend, my best friend, he's a big Modelos fan. Oh, Kev, not a weenie to wear an Apple Watch. Listen, I was just trying to. Here's my strategy with the Apple Watch, was to not look at my phone as much, which sounds counterproductive. But I feel like with the watch, I've actually gotten away from my phone a little bit, if that makes sense. Because it keeps me from... Because if I go to check a notification on my phone, then I tend to go down this rabbit hole where I'm like, okay, I'm going on Twitter, I'm going on Instagram. But with this, I just see a notification and I'm done. So that has helped a little bit. And also, it's just nice to see how many calories it's telling me I'm burning, even though I know it's definitely over projecting it. One day, though, I do want an actual watch. An actual watch. Like one of the nice ones. Like a regular one that just tells time. One day. We got a Tigers pick. Oh, wow. I'm sorry, everybody. Hold on. Let me pull this up.
With the 22nd pick of the 2026 MLB draft, the Detroit Tigers select Cameron Flukie, a right-handed pitcher from Coastal Carolina University.
Not surprised about that.
The Chicago
Tigers going
Cubs.
pitching. No surprise. That's why I had Liam Peterson going here, because I thought Flukie was going to be off the board. So, I mean, yeah, he's one of the top pitchers in this draft. He's got a big frame at 6'6". He's got plus velo. Curveball, slider, very good. Good changeup, throws a lot of strikes. Like, this is a perfect guy for the Tigers. Already a guy with a very good floor. The windup is a lot of moving parts with his windup, sorry. But the Tigers, they got a good pitching lab over there. So I trust that they could probably tighten some things up with him, and they'll have themselves a very nice pitching prospect. I like that pick a lot. Cameron Flukie to the Tigers. I'm going to go with an A on that pick. I think it's just a good fit overall. It's a nice value for them as well. All right, so we got the Chicago Cubs coming up next, ladies and gentlemen. Who are the Cubs going to take? We got a couple of you in the chat saying Daniel Jackson, Mason Edwards, Tegan Coons. I think they do go college player. Do they go Daniel Jackson? I don't know. I'm leaning more towards pitching here. I don't know. When I think Cubs, I just always go back to the pitching development. I know the pitching has been a mess this year, but I mean, hey, if there's ever a time you need to add some pitching to the organization, I mean, this is it. Greg in the chat. What's going on, Greg? Thank you, my friend. Robbie, you can answer this for me. Godbout's hitting 309 over the last 2 seasons. Why not move him up? My guess is they just want to get a bit more seasoning with him. You know, there's not really a need to rush him at this point. If I were to pull up the numbers, I believe he's still at high A right now. Yeah. Oh, he's only played right now this year. He's only played 34 games. The Red Sox, they like to get around like a 50 to 60 game sample at least before they consider moving guys up. But I mean, he's right around that. He's right at 50 games. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see him go to Double-A at some point in the next month. I think you could see that. He's getting on base a ton. He's got a good slugging. I wouldn't be surprised about a call-up soon, Greg. But Cameron Flukie to the Tigers. I like this pick a lot. Yeah, better than Ezra. Boston reached for a shortstop. Yeah, it looks like they did. Yeah, my guess is they're spreading money in this draft. So that but I also will say, nice to see that they're looking to add a bit more. They've gone very pitching heavy over the last couple of years. So I kind of wonder if that's going to be the direction of this draft, is focusing a bit more on offense. I kind of wonder, because you had some power guys right there, which again, I'll say it one more time, they like to go hit first. So I wonder if they feel like they can get some power a little bit later, if there's guys further down. We'll see. Versatility, what's going on, man? Thank you for the super chat. Remember, the Red Sox drafted 1 pick ahead of James Wood. This pick feels like that in 3 years. So I thought they were picking. Let me pull this back up. This pick feels a lot like that in 3 years. Let's say the Red Sox picked a guy from North Dakota State instead of... Is this showing the whole thing? One sec. Was that it? Oh, okay, that was it. Yeah, I mean, what I do like about the pick for the Red Sox, I know I'm sounding like probably a homer for my team, but I'm always going to like a guy with a good hit tool. Always. I like a guy that can just hit the ball. You know, it's baseball. Hit the ball. But, and I do trust that the Red Sox can tap into a little bit, right? But also remember, if they could add more with him, doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be a Red Sox in the future, right? I mean, you take a look, Braden Montgomery, he was the 12th pick a couple of years ago. He's with the White Sox now, right? So, the Red Sox, I think that's a guy they can develop well. If he ends up coming up at some point, hey, cool. If he ends up being a trade asset, I could maybe see that too. But I will say, they're probably gonna save money with that pick. All right, what do we got here with the Cubs? Oh, Lance Brzdowski. This is going to be his pick right here. Lance loves his Cubs. Wait, did the Cubs pick? Oh, here, let me pull the Cubs pick up.
With the 23rd pick of the 2026 MLB draft, the Chicago Cubs select Cade Townsend, a right-handed pitcher from the University.
Exactly what I thought. I was thinking they were going to go college pitching. Townsend is a very high floor guy, in my opinion. Very high floor. Pulling up the scouting report here. 55 fastball, 60 on the curveball, 60 on the slider. So good breaking stuff. Good cutter as well at a 60. Sounds like he's not going to be the, like a massive pitcher. He's not going to be a moose of a pitcher out there. He's 6'1", but a 50 on the changeup, 50 on the control. I think there's just a good floor here with him. Good breaking stuff with a cutter, decent velo as well. He kind of reminds me a little bit. I'm trying to think of a comp. I don't know, would like Luke Weaver be a comp here? That's kind of like one guy that comes to my mind right now. Kind of feels like that maybe. I like it. That's what the Cubs do. They take these college arms. They like their college guys. Got the Mariners coming up. Let me actually... All right, Mariners coming up next. So we got a couple of... I am going to stay through the... I'll probably stay through the Mets pick, but I think that's going to probably do it for me because I got the Red Sox game coming up here in about 30 minutes. I got to still do the post-game show today, despite the draft. So I'll probably stay for the next few more picks.
Ace Reese, a third baseman from Mississippi State. With the 24th pick of the 2026 MLB draft, the Seattle Mariners select Ace Reese, a third baseman
I like
from
that pick.
Mississippi State.
I like it a lot. Pitcher-friendly park.
Brewers
You need
have
some
the next
power
pick.
there. Ace Reese is going to give you a lot of power coming out of Mississippi
Another
State.
player from the
Does have
South,
some swing and
Ace
miss.
Reese, 6'4", 220.
Does have
This
a
past year he
needs
hit
to work on the
24 bombs,
consistency
drove in 74 at MSU.
with just tapping into
Yeah,
the power more.
guys
But he's
for
got a
me,
whole lot
premier
of power. He's got
backs
a really
in
good
the-
frame at
in the
6'4",
draft. I mean,
220
power just
pounds.
plays
I really like this pick for the Mariners.
everywhere
I'd actually
the
put
ball
this as one of my more
he hits
favorite
like- he
picks.
hits
If you're going to
slug
take
over
guys
900
there in
against
Seattle,
velocity this
yeah,
year.
you're going to have
He
some
hits
swing and
spin
miss.
okay.
Yeah,
Swing
maybe you're going to have some
strikes
issues
on
with the
discipline,
contact over the
areas
last
to
few
improve.
years, but
His defensive value comes with his ability to
I'm
play
okay
third.
with them going
There'll
with a
have
power
to be
guy.
some work there to make
I think you
that
could also
happen,
look at it
but
from the point of view, if you are a
legitimately, this
Mariners
guy's a
fan,
dude, man. He really,
would you rather
really
just
hits the
tap
ball,
into these
and
guys
he hits
that
the
can
ball far. He
make more
profiles very well
contact
in today's
consistently?
game.
But
Jim Callis, MLB
I like it.
had him ranked at number 18.
I like Reese.
So the Mariners get
I like
Ace
me a guy
Reese
that's just
at
got a
number 24
big
in your
frame and
Bucks.
just
No, I
jack the
think
ball
Dan
out
nailed
there.
it perfectly. I mean,
I like
he's
it.
a modern power hitter. He hits the ball as hard
Yeah,
as
and
just
Craig,
about
he's got a
anybody
good
in
name,
college
Ace
baseball.
Reese.
He launches balls to his pull
Solid
side
ball
just about
player
as much as
name.
anybody in college baseball.
Chad, need to fire Breslow
out
after that
long-term
pick.
value
Oh
left.
my God, I forgot the mute button again. Holy cow. Ugh. We're having a rough time. Rough time. We need to fire Craig after that pick. I want to see how the rest of the draft goes. It's a little underwhelming with that pick, but I could see the strategy behind it. Too Tall Yeti. Mariners are known for going big or going home. Yeah, he fits right into that. There is going to be swing and miss with him. There is going to be could be a good amount of strikeouts, but you're going to get power. We got the Brewers coming up here. Excited to see what the Brewers do. They usually go college. Who do we still have on the board? I mean, pretty much all these guys, I think, have come off the board now. You still got Hunter Dietz. I mean, dude, Bo Lawrence, I'm telling you, man, like, a lot of people had him going higher, and I was like, I don't know. I feel like with that kind of a frame coming out of high school, 6'5", he probably would have gone by now. So he feels like he's probably going to Virginia. Still got Tegan Kuhns. Could the Brewers go Tegan Kuhns here? Could they go Brody Bamella? I don't know. Again, they lean towards college. But could this be a time for the Brewers to maybe try for a high school guy? With the Brewers, they tend to like more floor with these higher picks. So I think they end up going probably the college route, maybe. But if they wanted to go high school, I think this is a good time to do it. I could see one of these pitching prospects. Or Strasnyder's still there. He's got good power upside. The Brewers have leaned into power before. So I'll go either Strasnyder here. I'll go Tegan Kuhns. Maybe Taylor Rabe. Or could they actually, I don't know, maybe reach a little bit more? Mason Edwards, he's there too.
With the 25th pick of the 2026 MLB draft, the Milwaukee Brewers select Trey Evil, a shortstop from Corona High School in Corona, California. The Atlanta Braves.
Another Corona High School guy.
I think we can call the Ebel family a dynasty at this point. A quality bat for Trey Ebel. And guess what? The Brewers love the Ebel family because just last year, the 32nd selection was his brother, Carlos. He gets some bragging rights now, though. He goes ahead.
And another Ebel.
Bragging rights. We heard about Trey Ebel as a
I mean, I was just thinking that. I'm like, if there is a time to go for a high school guy, because they have gone a lot of college recently,
a little bit earlier
this
than
is
you
the time to
maybe
do
expect.
so.
I think it's a similar game to his brother.
Hey, why not? You know, I mean, you've gotten a lot of college players over the years. Why not go with a high school guy? Like I said, if there was a time to do it, you know, now would be it to try and tap into a bit more upside. So we got another Ebel. 50. He's got a good hit tool coming out of high school as well. And for the Brewers, that they just work their magic with him. He's got a 45 power. I think they could probably tap into a little bit more there. So you got a guy that I think has a good floor coming out of high school here, and I think fits into an organization very well. I mean, if you look, I mean, obviously you got Jesus Madej, you got Cooper Pratt, and another Ebel. So it's interesting. Got a lot of shorts, but this is what, again, this is, it's never a bad idea to take a shortstop. Never a bad idea, because they always have so much ceiling. Not just, you know, I'm not speaking offensively necessarily, but like they can play other positions. So they're just cultivating just all of these shortstops in their system. I think the Brewers are in a really nice place. We have got the Braves coming up. They have a prospect incentive pick.
Of the 2026 MLB draft, the Atlanta Braves select Carter Beck, an outfielder from Indiana State University. The New York Mets have the next pick.
All right, so wow, that's a reach right there. Whoa. Braves really went here. They went further down the board here with Carter Beck coming out of Indiana State. He's a good athlete with a 55 run. Bat is pretty average at this point. According to the scouting report, he's got a left-handed swing, more unorthodox and a bit stiff. The approach is pretty aggressive, but it works for him. His quantity and quality of contact are better than those of most college players, and he almost never comes up empty when he swings his strikes. Scouts who like him believe he can become a better hitter and tap into more power if he can become more selective. So, yeah, I mean, you know, it comes down, obviously, the Braves, they've had success developing both pitching and position players. So if they can get a bit more here, sure. That is really that is a huge reach, though. Huge. He's ranked 193, and they picked him at 26. So there's got to be something else here. Like, what are they? I mean, man, are they going to save a lot of money with this pick? Hey, he swings in zone a lot, and he makes contact. Yeah, versatility in the draft. I mean, yeah, you're kind of getting into this, like, you know, like these bonus picks here. You can always get a little different with these picks. We got the Mets coming up. So this will be the last pick because I do have to start getting ready for the Red Sox game here today. So we'll take a look at who the Mets pick, and that'll be it for today. Michelle in the chat, Tegan Coons or Aiden Ruiz. Aiden Ruiz would be fun. Coming out of New York, top prospect in New York. You feel like the Mets probably just go something safe here. I mean, do they take another college outfielder? I don't know about Strasnyder. I think he's going to come off the board soon. But yeah, could you go college picture here, Tegan Coons? Not a whole lot of experience starting, but because he was going a bit between the bullpen and the rotation at Tennessee. Still got Daniel Jackson there, Aiden Robbins. I wonder if they do go pitching. The Mets last year, they took they had a bonus pick last year, right? Or was it a Yeah, that was right. Mitch Voigt. And then it was Carson Bangs a couple of years before that. And Bangs just turned into a really good prospect. So I don't know. Do they stick with the position players here? They actually haven't taken a picture since Kumar Rocker, who ended up not going to the Mets.
Of the 2026 MLB draft, the New York Mets select Carson Wiggins, a right-handed pitcher from the University
There we go.
of
First
Arkansas.
picture since Kumar
The
Rocker.
Houston Astros.
Carson Wiggins out of Arkansas. Big frame, 6'5", 215 pounds. Big fastball. 80 grade on the fastball. 70 grade on the sliders. He sounds like a future closer. He's ranked 88, so this is a bit of a reach. But this could be your next closer, Mets fans. He's only got a control of 45. I wonder how Mets fans are going to feel about this pick. I mean, because you had some starters just sitting right there. But, I mean, listen, if you're all about the high-octane stuff, I mean, you're going to love this pick. So I'm very curious what Mets fans are going to think about this. I think you could have a couple of different camps. They're going to love it. They're going to love the stuff. The guy that could be a closer for you. Or would you have rather just gone a starter? I don't know. Like, I kind of like it because he's an exciting pitcher, but I don't know. Is that who you want to be taking at this point? Well, I mean, the Mets' next pick would have been... I mean, they would have been picking again. Actually, they didn't even have a... I mean, they're not going to be picking again for a while. So I could see that as well. Yeah, I mean, their next pick Wasn't until number 92. I mean, let me make sure. Did I miss one? I think 92 is the next one for the Mets. Yeah. So, I mean, if you wanted to take him, I mean, this is kind of when you had to do it. Oh, it says they're at 50. Oh, did I miss that? They're at 55. It says here the Giants are at 55.
The Houston Astros select Jack Riddell, a right-handed pitcher from Notre Dame.
Man, what is going on with these guys that are at the top of this draft right now? I mean, you still got a couple of dudes. You still, still got Coons there. Even had Raid there. He got Edwards. He's a big guy. 6'5". He's definitely big. He's got more on his frame than Taylor Rabe. He's got 50 more pounds on him. It's a big guy. I actually like the profile a lot with Jack Riddell. 55 fastball, 55 slider, 55 cutter, 55 on the control. I think that's a nice pick actually for the Astros. I like Rabe because he's got more velo at this point, and he's got a 60 cutter with a slider. But I could see why you would prefer like a Jack Riddell. He's got more of a frame on him. Same size, but he's 250. So, out of Notre Dame, I always like that. Man, oh man. But yeah. But everybody, I am going to wrap it up right there for today. That is all I got. I got to start getting ready for the Red Sox game. I got to take my notes during that game, and I got the post-game show in a few hours. But I'm going to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. That is all we got here for today. I do apologize about some of the mishaps. Technology wasn't working well here today. The mute button, that was my worst enemy here today. I do apologize for that. But I'm out of here, everybody. Go enjoy the rest of your evening. If you want to see the Red Sox post-game show, come over to Monster Territory in a few hours. But I'm out of here, everybody. We'll see you next time.